everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review of X-Men 92, House of 92, number one. This is a book from Marvel Comics. Let's take a look at the creative team, and then we'll get into a little bit of what's going on with this book. Uh, so here you can see this is written by Steve Foxe with art by Salva Espin, Israel Silva on colors, and Joe Sabino on letters. And we get a little bit of a callback to the 90s, with the explanation who are the X-Men. But in this book, the 90s are back again. Everyone's favorite 90s incarnation of the X-Men have returned, but this time everything is even all newer, all more different. Mankind is taking a huge leap forward by founding their own island of Krakoa, guided by Professor X, Magneto, and a mysterious long-lived woman who knows more than she should. That's right. The 90s X-Men are tackling the Krakoan age 30 years earlier, and it's not going to go the way you expect. So I'll start with a little bit of what I had some issues with in this book. Even though I feel like I enjoyed it. I've been reading Foxe, The House of X, Powers of 10, Jonathan Hickman, Krakoan age since the beginning. And this book, it's touching on a lot of those points that we saw in those stories, but just moving them back to the 90s, the team from the cartoon and the animated series, which is fun, but it doesn't give me anything new so far. This book, this issue is really a lot of setup, because I feel like they know that not everyone is reading the current X-Men, and when they do a book like this, Marvel is trying to get some of those readers from, or just people that love the cartoon. There's people that will read every X-Men book like me. There's people that will read some of the older stuff, like some of the stuff that's out of continuity. They keep doing these X-Men Legends books and stuff like that. And there's people that only want to read the new stuff. So they're trying to give something for everyone. Let's pull up some art and I'll keep talking over that. And look, this book feels and looks like the 92 era, which that's the big part that I really appreciate. But like I said, a lot of these issues and explanations that, for me, that I've been reading everything, I already kind of know the setup, what's going on here, and I really love, like, the art team really took the time to go back and see what would this have looked like if they had drawn it in 92. All the stuff that people like Pepe Larraz and Silva are doing in the current books. What would that look like now? We get some pretty cool poses, epic stuff, like you have Jean Grey and Cyclops always kind of together with their powers. We get a little Wolverine action here, destroying some Sentinels, and of course Bolivar Trask, big time villain, especially for that time. Overall, so I had no issues with I think the art fits the book very well, the tone of the book. It's so colorful too, because the 90s were just full of um, there was a period where they were still trying to adjust the coloring to the new paper and all this stuff. So sometimes it looked weird, but I don't know, it gave it a really interesting aesthetic, that I think they've really captured here. And like I said, overall, this is kind of like one of the first missions that we see in the X-Men books in the era of Krakoa, retold through that lens. And then the book kind of goes through all the stuff, like explaining why the team is in Krakoa, and then we have a different incarnation of the Five, all that stuff that that we learn throughout maybe that those first 10 issues of House of X and Powers of 10, all that stuff, or maybe it was 12. All that stuff is re-explained, all condensed into this one issue. So for somebody that had already kind of read that stuff, not only did it felt a little bit cluttered, because there was so much. So I'd be interested to know what somebody that hasn't been reading thinks of this book. So if you're one of those people, let us know down in the comments. But I'm gonna keep reading. I think this will be an enjoyable series. I was a big fan of the 90s X-Men, the animated series. I'm very excited that they're bringing back a season 6, and I look forward to see what else they do. I love all the outfits. Everyone's costume from the 90s is super cool, and then them reintroducing some of the more modern characters in what they would have looked like in the 90s. I think that's a really fun, at least a really fun artistic exercise. So yeah, you'll take a look at some covers towards the end of the video, but I'm very interested to see what you guys think of this book. So as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, movie reviews. Also, hit that subscribe button. On our next live show, we're going to talk about the worst comic book films of the past, like since 1998. We got a lot of feedback from a survey from the listeners and watchers of the show. So very excited to put all that together. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.